Welcome to our third and final MIDI Skills project. After this, we're going to do a creative project where you can make whatever you want, basically. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to learn how to do MIDI step entry with making a drum drop. Then we're going to learn some methods for editing an imperfect MIDI performance. And finally, we're going to add some automation and effects with the provided project that I have for you here. So let's first open up the project, and we're going to create a track that has a 4-measure region. So let's go over there and do that. So we got the project open. I'm going to go to this drum drop track, this first one on there, and I'm going to solo it. Now once I have this, I'm going to create my region to put the drums in. Double click it so I can edit it. I want to make sure this is on here. This is the step record button. We're going to be using that in just a second here. But first, we need to travel down to this keyboard until we get to a certain place. See how it says C6 there and C5? Well, we want to go down actually till it's like C1. That's a kick drum. And we want this F sharp 1, which will be 5 coming up for us here, but we want this one as well. So what I'm going to first do is I want to create a bunch of 16th notes, which are notes where the main beat is divided up into 4 parts. And we just want to option drag with the paint tool to make this happen. So we're going to make 4 bars of it, and the way we do that is click on this one here with the 2 flags coming off the side. That's 16th note. And we're going to grab the paint tool, hold down option. And when you do that, it creates this little minus sign. See that? It's actually like a drawing thing down below. Cool. So we're going to go to this beginning black note in the group of 3 here that says F sharp 1. I'm going to click there, hold down the option, and I'm going to drag so the thing lasts the entire time. If I go back to the beginning now, it's just a bunch of these notes going the entire time. Cool, so that's the first thing we have down. Make a bunch of 16th notes here with the paint tool. Next we're going to select a kick drum using the QWERTY input. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating some longer kicks, and then every measure we get to, we're going to create ones that are twice as fast or 3 times as fast. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to select the presence module here. Make sure I have this QWERTY keyboard showing. I don't need to see this anymore. And if I hit Q now, I'm going to go to a larger value here. Start out with this half note here. I'm going to hit Q, and when I do so, check it out. It adds a kick for me, and it adds it at this type of length, half the measure. Hit another one. Now I'm going to select this quarter note here for the next measure. See, because I'm on measure 2 now. And when I hit Q, it makes these smaller ones. Okay, automatically going to the next place I need to be. I'm now at measure 3, so I'm going to select the next smallest one, 8th notes. And as I tap, it makes smaller ones and automatically fills the measure for me. Okay, now they're pretty fast. I'm going to hit this one. and I'm going to make them even faster than that. I'm going to hit this thing called triplet. Make him yet faster. Actually, maybe I'll keep this at triplets for a while. Let's go back to that. If I need to, I can back up here to where the last point is. Okay, now I'm going to make super fast ones. Oops. And finally, those at triplets. So now if I play that thing, cool, so it accelerates in the pace there. I may want to add a snare too. So I can do that every half beat or so. Oops. I'm going to do that at half note lengths. And maybe at the end I'll make some smaller ones. See what that sounds like? Very basic stuff, but it will do. Cool, so now I've got that made. And that's the whole of this first part. Oh, one last thing I forgot, I guess. I need to create a velocity crescendo. So crescendo is where you get louder. Velocity is how hard I hit the notes. I want to use this parabola function of the paint tool. So let's do that. What that's going to do is it's going to make it go from soft to louder over time. Let's solo that again. I'm going to go here to velocity. Make it easier to see by dragging it up. I'm going to select all of it. And then I'm going to go into this paint tool, hit parabola, and get all of it in view. Go down to quite low at the beginning. And drag it all up to the highest value can be. So now what it should do is make the loudness, oops. Should make the loudness change over time. So